Moscow, Idaho. A year has passed since 4 University of Idaho students fell victim to a brutal stabbing attack in their own beds. Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie. Their names have become so familiar to us over this past year.
If anyone in our community or across our nation has any information about these times or the victims' whereabouts, please call our tip line. We know that these homicides occurred in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th.
Not only have many of us formed a connection with the Goncalves family, adopting them as our own in a sense, but collectively, we've invested a significant amount of time in this case, regardless of our individual backgrounds.
Around noon, Moscow officers received a call of an unconscious person. Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves inside the residence on King Road. The 4 were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence. Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene.
Join me on this New Year's Day stream as we take a look at the events of the past year, marking the anniversary of the horrible stabbing event that affected 4 University of Idaho students.
Autopsies are taking place today on all the victims so we can continue to gather evidence and solve the crime. Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack. We do not have a suspect at this time.
Together, we'll re-examine the press conferences, looking for a renewed perspective as we step into the new year, and delve into the details we know now of this unsettling case.
Out there. What we do know, or what we don't know, the identity and location of the suspect, the location of the knife or any clothing that was worn by the suspect.
First, my deepest condolences to the families. And friends of Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, and Madison. Excuse me. Their loss has been devastating, and they were bright lights in our community, and are deeply missed and remain in our thoughts and our prayers. We just want justice for these victims.
During that call, the dispatcher spoke to multiple people who were on scene. Moscow police officers responded and found 2 victims, 2 on the 2nd floor and 2 on the 3rd floor of 1122 King Road. Results of autopsies indicated that the 4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. And there was no sign of sexual assault. We do not believe the following individuals were involved: the 2 surviving roommates, the male seen in a grub truck video circulating on the internet. Any online reports of the victims being tied and gagged are not accurate.
We obtained information through some of our interviews that Kaylee had made some comments about a stalker, so that's where that came from, done looking into that piece of information.
Sir, why not tell the public who the target was? You've said that this was a targeted attack.
I mean, to be honest, you're going to have to trust us on that at this point, because we're not going to release why we think that.
Any insights into the possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? Ruled out the possibility that the killer might be a female.
So we look at every avenue. We're looking at every group of people.
As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot, so we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
for videos or anything from the community to help put together that timeline. We obtained a copy of Twitch video, and family members of the Goncalves family were able to identify Maddie and Kaylee in those videos at a food truck ordering food. Is the police department, our investigators, aware of that video? And
We are aware of that video.
any indication of a party at the home that night?
And this will be the last one, okay? I understand. Not that we know of, not at the home. We know that the other, let me get the names exactly right here. We know that Xana and Ethan were at a different party on campus. But that timeline will still help us if other people know about that.
On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know.
So bring your notes, and together, let's sift through the initial press conferences from the time when Bryan Kohberger was still roaming around as part of society. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.